Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another issue of Mortal Realms magazine. As per usual, if you like these videos, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. It's great to hear from you guys, and I do try to get back to every comment as fast as I possibly can. Now, this week's issue of Mortal Realms comes with a pot of Colia Greenshade. Very handy to have, pretty damn cool. And definitely worth having around. And you also get free Gryph-hound models as well. Yeah, in all honesty, Gryph-hounds are normally sold in a box of 6. You're only getting 3, so you're getting half of the box. A box is normally 10 quid in the UK, so 5 quid's worth of models essentially. So yeah, it's not the best, but yeah, they're handy to have around, and it bolsters out your good old Stormcast army as well. Going into this week's issue though, so first off we're greeted by the Gryph-hounds, of course. So, the faithful beasts of Azir. Not all celestial creatures that serve the Stormcast Eternals are giant riding beasts. There are smaller, more agile creatures that fight alongside them, and they are just as stalwart as heart and soul. So, with Gryph-hounds, they are very, very kind of ferocious, and they will attack anything tainted by the dark gods. They have a natural temperament that particularly kind of is very, very well suited for rooting out the followers of ruinous powers and any hidden foes. You get the details of 3 particular named Gryph-hounds, so from Iron Talon. So during the Battle of Grimsforge, Iron Talon's keen senses were valued by the anvils of a Heldenhammer, for not even Geists can sneak up on a Gryph-hound. Old Ebon is the alpha of a pack that have hunted alongside the Astral Templars for decades. Despite his advancing years, Old Ebon's beak and claws remain as sharp as ever. And then you've also got Aenir, the loyal companion of Lord Veritant Ambros Ironoath. Aenir has hunted down hundreds of the Dark God's followers and torn out their throats with her razor-sharp beak. So, pretty cool to have some kind of background between kind of a unit you wouldn't normally get much of background behind in a lot of cases. Moving on though, you have more part 3 of the Forces of Order, so this gives you a breakdown of 4 more kind of factions that stand against chaos and everything like that, which are of course Order. So you have a breakdown for the Iden of Deepkin, who see themselves as the true champions of Order, and they have been proving their worth in battles against chaos for centuries. And of course they are true enemies of chaos as well because of the way they order for themselves, but they are feared because of their kind of what they need to do is raid the coasts and snatch away souls and stuff like that from mortals. So that is the only way to replenish their ranks in a lot of ways. Then you've got the Lumineth Realm Lords, who have been relatively quiet for a lot of time, and have only recently become allies to the Forces of Order, although their gods Tyrion and Teclis have always been allies of Sigmar, but the elves have had their own stuff to deal with before joining any of the wars in the wider realms, mainly going up against Slaanesh in their homeland of Hysh as well. So that's pretty cool to have, and they are the newest elves around. Then you've got the Fire Slayers. So Fire Slayers are warlike Dwarden who go to battle armoured only in their own fiery conviction. So yeah, Fire Slayers are essentially, they are very, very nude in a lot of ways, and they will battle like there is no tomorrow, and they have that fire burning inside them as well. Your other kind of Dwarden, the Khadron Overlords, who are your kind of, they have taken technology into the future and kind of gone no bounds with everything, and they have now these flying ships and everything like that, using the ether and everything like that as well, so which is pretty cool. And they look pretty decent as well. You can get some nice looking models out of them as well, so definitely worth checking out those if you fancy expanding your Forces of Order or anything like that. Then we've got more of a continuation of that kind of book, that tome that was kind of detailing the differences about the different creatures of death and that kind of study into death, including now the beasts of the grave. So all creatures are susceptible to the curse of undeath. The animated remains of even the most colossal of monsters may rise to wreak terror upon the living. So, with anything that lives, of course, it can be brought back to life once upon its death by necromantic powers or anything like that. And two such creatures can also be terrorgeists. So terrorgeists were once living creatures before Hysh sorcery twisted them into winged corpses of rotting flesh and splintered bone. They are generally kind of bound to the service of a ghoul king and share their vampiric hunger as well, and they also have an ability to use a sonic wail, which is its most potent weapon, and yeah, they are pretty cool. Zombie dragons as well, also pretty cool. They are more mindless, they are more shambolic, and they are generally very, very stinky. They are also really, really cool. With the kits for them, it is actually one kit and it makes either or, so you can literally make one of the two, and it is up to you which one you want to make. Some parts are kind of slightly posable by changing other bits and pieces. Very worth having though. It's a pretty cool model and definitely worth a blast if you wish to. Then you got your how to build guide for the Gryph-hounds. Fairly simple, in all honesty. Have fun with them. Just remember, do not cut yourself, and try not to trim too much plastic away from all their edges. Your how to paint guide is fairly straightforward. Corax white, a bit of Coley green shade, some more Corax white, Cantor blue, and green shade again, and yeah, more green shade probably, and Mechanica standard grey, Norn oil, that type of thing. Very easy to do. You can have fun with that. Yeah, shouldn't take you too long to do a Gryph-hound, just depending on how much of a Coley green shade you're going to use, if you're going to use it, but they will look generally like that when you are done, which isn't a bad way of doing it. It is a quick, easy way of doing it, but it's, of course, it is always up to yourself how you want to do your models. Expanding your tutorial, there is a detailed version of the battle shock phase. I'm not going to go into it because I always have to read it multiple times and it confuses the hell out of me sometimes, but have fun with that. But it will expand your games and make your playing the games a bit better and everything like that, especially when you're going up against new people. If you already know that rule and you know how that works, or you understand how it works, it will definitely help you out massively. You get an expanded war scroll for the Gryph-hounds as well, so they have a range of 1 inch. Their attacks 2, 3+ to hit, 4+ to wound, no rend, and 1 damage as well. So they are fairly squishy, they can die fairly easily, but they have some cool abilities, including being a loyal companion, so it adds 2 to the attack characteristics of the unit's beak and claws, while this unit is wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Lord Castellan or Lord Veritant. And they also can do darting attacks as well, which is pretty handy to have, and it details how the darting attacks work just over there as well. Your battle plan for this week is Assassination. So the Stormcast Eternals have driven the Night Haunts back through the forest and into the ruins of Summer Song. As they prepare for the final assault, all seems quiet. So, for that battle plan, if you're going to go ahead with it, you'll need your Lord Executioner, Spirit Torment, 10 Chain Rasps, 4 Mindborn Banshees, 3 Spirit Hosts, going up against Lord Arcanum and Gryph Charger, 4 Gryph-hounds, including your one from the Castigator set, your 3 Castigators and 2 Sequitors, and 2 objectives as well with them. Pretty decent to have. Yeah, have fun with that and hope you enjoy playing it. And then there is a pull out section as well, so it is detailing about Hysh. So in the middle section there is nice bit of detailed map there. And you also have a map including the 10 paradises of Hysh, including detailing the Teclian hemisphere and the Tyrionic hemisphere. So depending on which side of Hysh they live on, depends on which god they prefer to, whether it's Teclis or Tyrion, and some of the landmarks and everything like that as well. They also have, of course, Archmage Teclis. So the High Lord Teclis is known to be as the Mage God, for he is one with the arcane power of the realms. He descends to battle in a blaze of divine moonlight, Hyshian magic all around him. Pretty cool model to have. He looks pretty cool, pretty outlandish, which is always fun. And then we get a bit of detail about Slaanesh. So long ago as the world that was perished, Slaanesh consumed the souls of the elven race. Now he is bound in the twilight realm of Ul-Gaish, trapped by the elven gods whose people he devoured. So Slaanesh, being the god of excess, is now trapped by the elves and the elven gods, where they have kind of stored him essentially in a place. So yeah, and you get a breakdown of Spirefall and one of the battles as well, cool in there, which is pretty cool to have. It's not bad. It gives you some detail about Luminous Realm Lords, which is always very, very nice. And then moving on to next week, issue 38 of course is coming out. So we're going to get Crawlock the Jailer and some chain ghasts, well, 2 chain ghasts should I say. So yeah, not bad magazine. It should be quite nice to have them. Some more Nighthorns as well, finally, after the endless tide of scenery pieces and buildings and stuff like that. And then moving on to issue 39, we're going to get a Cairn Wraith, another Nighthaunt unit, definitely worth having. It's pretty cool, looks quite nice, it's quite a nice sculpt, and yeah, you can have fun painting that. That'll be pretty decent and pretty nifty to have and to do. Right then, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below. And I will catch you very, very soon. Bye bye now.